And we still have the whole season to go, but like you said, it looks like it's year-round. Thank you, meteorologist Mike Seidel, for the update. We'll get back to you a little later. Now, check this out. Look at the pair of tiny ears on your screen, and they don't belong to a bunny. This is actually a small deer wading through a river of snow in Cascade, Colorado. A winter storm brought more than 3 feet of snow to the area, and as the storm winds down, winter alerts are hanging on for thousands as of now. But look at that little cutie pie just trying to get through the snow. So, yeah, that's what you're looking at there. We do have more snow to come. It's going to continue to add up before it's all said and done. Yeah, add up even more. Check it out. So we can see the snowfall totals, the reports that we've seen. So March 13th through the 15th, where we start at the bottom, about 3.5 all the way up to about a little over 5 feet of snow coming in across the area. Aspen Springs, you are definitely the winner. And I'm going to say the winner because we want to see the snow across the area, right? Well, we still have more snow to come here right through your tomorrow. And we're looking at the Four Corners right now. And we can see as we head up towards a Telluride around Durango, possibly about 5 to 8 inches more. And then look what's happening right here along Los Alamos. We could see this just to the north of Albuquerque, possibly maybe about 8 to 12. So another foot of snow that is not out of the question in that area. Plenty of moisture continues to spin. We're seeing this in the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere around the Four Corners, around over towards the panhandle of Texas at this point. So yes, look at Vegas. Actually seeing some rain coming in across that area. That temperature at 46 degrees. Oh yeah, it's chilly there right now. And then we go further off over towards Albuquerque. We're seeing possibly a little bit of snowfall mixing in with some of that rain coming in. Temperatures right around 40 degrees at this point. Still dealing with those winter weather alerts. They go right through your tonight. So we're looking at the winter weather advisories. Once again, we're looking at this around the Four Corners and those winter storm warnings out there. So where we're seeing the winter storm warnings, that's where we'll see most of that snow really piling up. Again, higher elevations, you're really going to get it. As we move through the rest of your day, we will see more snow coming in across the area. Albuquerque, you'll see more of that rain, but really not going anywhere anytime soon. We see this for your rest of today. We see this as we head into your tomorrow morning. Again, we're looking at this mountain time. Snow coming in pretty hefty here around Taos. We're looking at this and more of the same even as we go into 6 o'clock dinner time. And then things start to wrap up a bit as we head towards the evening. So 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, things will dry out a little bit more. But all in all, yeah, we're going to get a good dose of more snow coming in across the area. We can see this around Telluride as we head through the rest of today and right into your Sunday. Paul?
Yeah, winter is still...
Thank you. This hour of Weekend Recharge is just getting started.
Here, Dr. Casey Lanier is joining us. She's an allergist here in Atlanta with Chaco Allergy Group. Thanks for joining us here. Let's talk about this. Are there particular regions of the country right now where we are really seeing worse than average allergy conditions?
Well, the whole East Coast is suffering, but
those unseasonably warm temperatures early and some of the pollen that's coming out.
So it lengthens.
I know people, and I am one, that's never had allergies before. Moved to Atlanta, and now I have allergies. How does that happen? Like, aren't you supposed to be immune to it if you've never gotten it before?
Yes. Atlanta is the...
Right now in the South in Atlanta. But for other parts of the country, remedies or perhaps allergy medicines before the pollen goes crazy.
So I would say...
When are they anticipating? Because like Paul mentioned, what about, say, the upper Midwest or the Northeast? When can they expect to start feeling those allergies?
So even now...
Meds. So you have nasal sprays, you have all types of different medications. Is there one that's better than the other, or you know, what do you suggest?
So nasal sprays.
Well, there are a lot of people out here who don't like to take medicines and pills, but is there a big kind of a negative or side effects of it?
Yeah, great question. So the second,
I mean, as meteorologists, we see that warmer weather is happening, allergies happening earlier and earlier every year.
Yeah, we definitely are, and this has been past 15, 20 years.
For you, you'll have like 20 seconds left. The pets.
Yes.
So I feel like the pets track it in the house.
Yes,
is there something that we can do about that?
Yes. Pets track in the...
Real quick, what about like this saline kind of nasal wash? Does that stuff really work?
Yeah, so it's kind of like an Etch-a-Sketch, right? You're getting everything that's pollinated.
Dr. Casey Lanier, great information. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Well, still ahead on Weekend Recharge, severe storm.
Weekend Recharge is rolling on. I'm Paul Goodlow.
I'm Lynette Charles.
And I'm Molly McCullum. And with severe storms drenching the South, America's weekend depends on the weather. However, some of that rain, it might give you a little bit of relief from the allergies.
But it's kind of like a cycle.
I know, it comes back, but it's temporary. But, for people that really suffer from allergies, they'll take that small break.
But before it gets there, we have wind coming out from these thunderstorms, spreading that
makes
pollen
it worse.
that everyone can share. You get some pollen, everybody gets some pollen.
Thank you. Well, let's take you straight out to Western Ohio, where we find meteorologist Mike Seidel.
He joins us from Logan County in a community grappling with the aftermath of a deadly EF3 tornado. Mike?
And good morning, Lynette. And we're going to look.
Lunar, annular, total. There are so many different types of eclipses.
But in April, we'll witness a total solar eclipse, the first to come over the U.S. since August of 2017. Before that, you have to go all the way back to 1979.
But here's the differences between the various types of these rare and wonderful celestial events. Yeah, we are days away now, counting it down, and it all depends on the weather. If you have cloud cover, you can't really see this.
No.
I mean, you'll still see like the unnatural daytime darkness, but you're not going to be able to see the total eclipse. So we're hoping for everyone in the path of totality, we don't have cloud cover.
Yeah, we're hoping for no cloud cover, but we're also hoping from somebody who didn't see 2017 in totality that you guys can somehow get to totality, because everybody's telling me that totality is where it's at. Like 80%, 99%, it's not the same.
Nope, it is not. I've been in totality.
Yeah.
It's literal, and 99% is like, hey, it's still light out here.
Yeah.
I think I was really surprised in 2017 because I was in like 90-something% about how light it still was outside. So I think I expected it to be darker, and it was like dusk-ish. But, you know, I mean, there's, like you said, there's a difference between the 90 and 100.
So we have some maps kind of showing you the path, because this thing will start hitting North America, and as usual, Molly and Lynette are the sun. You at home are the earth, so the sun's shining on you. I'm the moon. So an annular eclipse is I'm the moon, so when the moon is closer to the earth, you block out the sun.
Nice.
And when it's farther away.
Yeah, don't worry. When you're watching the total solar eclipse and you put your binoculars, you won't see Paul Goodloe. You will see something.
Or will you?
If you do, you should probably be pretty worried.
You've done something wrong. I'm obscuring your view.
But that's a very rudimentary example of the total solar eclipse. It's going to be a fantastic sight, and we're going to have complete coverage here on the Weather Channel. If you're not in totality, you can see it as it moves all the way across the lower 48.
And there's a couple of airlines that actually have flight $800 right now to get a ticket, but
Are there still tickets left?
There's still tickets left.
Wow, that might, I mean, you can swing it. That might be worth it.
roll the dice.
Swing
In
it.
fact,
Temperatures are swinging too.
if you can swing it, though, I'd go to Mazatlan. That's the place you're guaranteed sunshine.
And by the way, the next total solar eclipse in the lower 48, 2044.
I'll be dead.
Okay, Lynette.
Hey,
I gotta go now.
I might be, going in with my walker.
No, I'm doing
I
this
plan
one.
to be there.
I'm doing this one. Got my ticket already. Boom.
We can recharge.
Yeah.
We've tried to recreate it in different cities, and they can't quite get it right. But even though it's a secret, they do say they will reveal that it's environmentally friendly.
Exactly, yeah.
So the fish, don't worry about that.
Right. I know. That was a big concern for a while,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, you're turning it a different color. I can see why that would be a concern. Where are we seeing green today on the map? Dallas, we're seeing rain. Albuquerque, we're seeing rain. Chicago, though, where the dyeing of the river is happening, it's windy, but it's going to be clear.
Yeah, not too bad. We'll see a few peaks of sunshine this morning, and temperatures will be close to 60. Hopefully we can get possibly 3 degrees a little bit warmer before it's all said and done.
I mean, it's going to feel, a little bit cooler because of the wind. Let's go to Tampa, where your parade starts at 5 p.m. No concerns here. I mean, we're near 80. It's going to be perfect. Go outside and enjoy it this weekend.
Yeah, and then tomorrow we look at the green on the map, and we can see it moved over just to the east a little bit more. So we're going to be looking at this around New Orleans. We can see possibly over towards Atlanta as well. We can see a little bit of green there, some thunderstorm activity.
And this is going to be the very same system that brings us a big drop in temperatures in parts of the south and the southeast. So the warmth that we have this weekend, enjoy it. Let's head to Boston, where tomorrow your St. Patrick's Day parade kicks off at 1 p.m. Hopefully we can be done with the rain. Any bit of luck, we can be out of the rain and into the sunshine by the afternoon.
Yeah, get that luck of the Irish out there. Let's head to Kansas City, and we can see lots of sunshine here. So the mid-40s is going to feel a little bit warmer because we will be dealing with that sunshine. Just stay in the shade. I know. Don't look at the winds. Don't look at the winds. Don't do that.
It's a different story because the wind that we see, it's going to make it feel so much cooler outside. Paul?
Fun fact. Hey there, good morning and happy Saturday. Welcome to Weekend Recharge. I'm Paul Goodlow.
I'm Molly McCollum.
And I'm Lynette Charles. America's weekend depends on the weather. And we've been talking about severe thunderstorms since last week and continues into this weekend.
Technically, we've been talking about them almost all winter.
Yeah,
it really hasn't let up in parts of the South.
Yeah.
Nothing unusual for El Nino winters. We have the warmth, we have more energy. Gulf of Mexico's wide open, so it's kind of a sign of spring as we are into our last weekend of winter, and we're seeing a lot of signs of spring out there right now.
Including a lot of pollen, but it'll be a stormy weekend for the South, washing a lot of that pollen away, at least temporarily.
Mike, and unfortunately, it looks like we're going to see more and more of these scenes that were behind you as the season goes on and continue as the years, because again, we have that warming climate. We'll get back to you a little bit later. Thank you so much for this update. Now, let's talk about what's going on in terms of how much snow we've already received across the area. Some spots, up to about 5 feet, maybe a little bit over that. We can see that around Aspen Springs here, around Nederland. We're looking at about 53 inches on down off towards about 3.5 down off towards Jamestown, a little bit more than that. So, yeah, that snow continues to pile up, but we're not quite done yet, because look what we still have to come as we go in through your tomorrow. So we're looking around the Four Corners, and we can see more around Colorado, New Mexico. That's where you're going to see your higher totals. Before it's all said and done, we could see possibly another foot out there. We do have plenty of moisture, mid-levels, upper levels of the atmosphere. We can see that counterclockwise spin just still swirling in here. And with that, we're still dealing with a little bit of snow, some rain around Las Vegas. We're seeing that really coming in across the area as of now. In terms of temperatures, it's a chilly rain in Vegas, coming about 46 degrees. We're seeing some action down off towards the south here, around Albuquerque and south of that as well. So in terms of the snowfall, yes, we're still dealing with those winter weather alerts go right through tonight. So we do have some winter weather advisories around the Four Corners. We have some winter storm warnings as well. So that winter storm warnings, that's where you're really going to see the snow really start to pile up a little bit more across that area. Speaking of it, let's go ahead and time that out, because as we go through the rest of today, which is your Saturday, we can see plenty of the blue really starting to fall across the area. Telluride getting in on this around Durango as well. And then even as we go into your Sunday morning church services, we're going to see that snow out there falling around 10 o'clock in the morning. We can see this around Albuquerque, some rain falling still, and really will take all day on your Sunday to finally have the snow and the rain wind down across the area. But taking you to Telluride as we go through the rest of today, temperature right around freezing, much colder into the teens as we go into your Saturday and Sunday. Numbers will be right around 35, so it's going to be more of a wetter snow out there, Paul. But again, things will start to wrap up.
Wet snows we have this morning.
This hour of Weekend Recharge is just getting started. Spring.
It's half past the hour as Weekend Recharge is rolling on. I'm Paul Goodlow.
I'm Lynette Charles.
And I'm Molly McCollum. And with severe storms drenching the South, America's weekend depends on the weather, especially if you're trying to celebrate St. Patrick's Day this weekend. It could be an all weekend long celebration. And we're going to see thunderstorms all weekend long, too.
Let's take you straight out now live to Western Ohio, where we find meteorologist Mike Seidel.
He joins us from Logan County in a community grappling with the aftermath of a deadly EF3 tornado. Mike?
Stand by. Here. Yes.
Goodlow.
I'm Molly McCollum.
And I'm Lynette Charles. America's weekend depends on the weather. And I like the signs of spring when you can hear the birds chirping. But when you're talking about the severe weather, when you're talking about pollen, you can have it.
I like the flowers blooming and the trees blooming, but that also does spell a lot of trouble for a lot of people.
Right, they're blooming, pollen concerns, but also it's spring. They're warming up. Severe storms today. We're not expecting that same system that brought the deadly weather to Ohio. That's gone. But we have this winter storm, which is now energizing the atmosphere east of it. That means more storms today. Take a look at our snapshot here.
All right, Mike. It's always heartbreaking, though, to see the images behind you, and then very unfortunate that we know that the season seems to get longer in terms of the severe weather season. So thank you for that report. We'll get back to you a little bit later. All right, let's go to all said and done, possibly maybe up to a foot in some spots out there. We'll talk about that. But what have we seen thus far? Oh, boy, over about 5 inches, 5 feet, I should say, 61.5 inches in Aspen Springs, down towards Jamestown. We looked about 40 45.5 inches of snow. So lots of snow coming in across the area. Still more snow to come before it's all said and done as we go right through your tomorrow. So what you're looking at, getting your bearings here, we're looking at the Four Corners in Colorado, New Mexico. That's where we could see more of that snow really adding up before it's all said and done. So look at the big swirl in the atmosphere, right? This is the water vapor. We look at the upper levels of the atmosphere, and we do have plenty of that moisture that continues to move in right over those areas, right? So we can see more of the green, more of the blue happening. Las Vegas, yeah, you're getting pretty much hammered. I've been showing you this pretty much all morning, and you're still dealing with that rain and that chilly rain coming in with that temperature only about 46 degrees at this point. Grand Junction, you're getting in on some of that rain coming in, just a little bit too warm for that snow. But again, we will start to see some changes as we move through the day. There are the winter weather advisories, winter storm warnings as well. This goes into motion. We start to see things really ramping up as we go throughout the day. Telluride, you're going to be in on this as well. Durango, too, down off towards the south. Albuquerque, you're going to be picking up on some of the rain coming in. This will move through the rest of today, and we'll see this move through the rest of your Sunday as well, and then wind down as we go into the evening. Paul.
Yeah, snow in the west. We have snow in the northeast.
We have to count your blessings, right? This hour of Weekend Recharge is just getting started.
Studio here, Dr. Casey Lanier is joining us. She's an allergist here in Atlanta with the Chaco Allergy Group. Thanks for joining us here. Let's talk about this. Are there particular regions of the country right now where we are really seeing worse than average allergy conditions?
Well, the whole East Coast is suffering, but
Those unseasonably warm temperatures early, and some of the pollen that's coming out.
so it lengthens the.
I know people, and I am one that's never had allergies before. Moved to Atlanta, and now I have allergies. How does that happen? Like, aren't you supposed to be immune to it if you've never gotten it before?
Yes, Atlanta is.
One right now in the south in Atlanta. But for other parts of the country, remedies or perhaps allergy medicines before the pollen goes crazy.
So I would say
Areas, when are they anticipating? Because like Paul mentioned, what about, say, the upper Midwest or the Northeast? When can they expect to start feeling those allergies?
so even
Meds. So you have nasal sprays, you have all types of different medications. Is there one that's better than the other, or what do you suggest?
so nasal spray.
So there are a lot of people out here who don't like to take medicines and pills, but is there a big a negative or side effects of it?
Yeah, great question. So the second.
I mean, as meteorologists, we see that warmer weather is happening early, allergies happening earlier and earlier every year.
Yeah, we definitely are, and this has been past 15, 20 years.
For you, you'll have like 20 seconds left. The pets.
Yes.
So I feel like the pets track it in the house.
Yes,
Is there
yes,
something
yes.
that we can do about that?
Yes, pets track in.
Real quick, what about like this saline kind of nasal wash? Does that stuff really work?
Yeah, so it's kind of like an etch-a-sketch, right? You're getting everything that's pollinated.
Dr. Casey Lanier, great information. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Well, still ahead on Weekend Recharge, severe storms drenching the South. America's weekend depends on the weather. It's the last official weekend of winter.
It is. I know, yeah.
Wait, I mean, is it really still winter, though?
Has it been winter in many
it
places?
hasn't.
No, it never really even made it into winter in many places. Right now, it is all about the severe weather, especially in the South. Thunderstorms showing up for the Houston.
All right, let's take you live now to Western Ohio, where we find meteorologist Mike Seidel.
He joins us from Logan County in a community grappling with the aftermath of a deadly EF3 tornado. Mike?
Yes, good afternoon once again.
You could say even perhaps frozen.
I like that. The 19th annual pond skim is already underway, and with prizes on the line, participants are in it to win it.
And joining us now in the middle of all the fun is Molly Coney-Beer, the Director of Marketing from Camelback Resort. Thanks for joining us. Sun is shining, blue sky above you. Still got snow on the hill there. As crazy as it sounds, a lot of people actually looking forward to this annual pond skim. How many people actually signed up to perhaps try to venture across the water?
Hey guys, thank you for having me. We have about 70.
Skimming today, again, like most resorts, Camelback is also kind of offering things almost year round. So what else can people take advantage of now that the slopes are about to close?
Absolutely. Camelback. I mean, this is a 4-season resort.
Molly, you had me at tubing. That's my thing. But let's get back to the competition. There's a prize for best costume. What has been the wackiest costume you've seen so far?
Man, I'm hoping you guys can kind of see.
Do for future competitions?
Sure. I mean, the snow melt.
So Molly, I mean, how long is this pond? How cold is it, the water? And also, how deep is the water?
So the pond is about 95 feet long. It is.
We should do a team pond.
I would love that. That'd be so much fun. Would you do it?
Yeah, I do.
Molly, would you do it?
I don't think you, Paul.
I'd probably do one of those, the ones like the little T-Rex.
Oh, the inflatable ones?
The inflatable T-Rex, yeah.
Maybe I'll do like the Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters.
Yes,
You know,
yes,
so
Stay Puft
I
Marshmallow
can
Man.
float when I do, miss and start sinking. I can float. Flotation
I like
device.
that.
So you guys are going for the inflatable.
I know. It's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow. So where are we seeing green on the map today? That's Dallas, storms possible, San Antonio, some rain in Albuquerque. You go up into the higher elevations, it's all about the snow in New Mexico. But Chicago, pretty good weather, minus the wind.
Right.
The wind is a factor.
Yeah, if you got rid of that wind, you'd definitely be dealing with a pretty stellar forecast with a nice mix of sun and clouds out there. But this, to me, this is stellar right here as we head over towards Tampa.
The parade starts at 5 p.m. today, and around that time, 80 degrees, no weather problems. Great for the spring breakers, too, not just there for the St. Patrick's Day celebrations, but also trying to enjoy some of that sunshine.
Yes. Now let's head to actual St. Patrick's Day. So as we go into tomorrow, we're looking at the green on the map once again, and the system will continue to work its way on off towards the east. So we'll see more of the activity as we head over towards Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia. You could be in on the green across that area as well with some thunderstorm activity.
Yeah, that's also our chance for severe weather tomorrow, too. Let's go to Boston, where our fingers are crossed for you. Maybe a little bit of luck of the Irish to get the rain out of here, Paul, before the parade starts at 1 tomorrow.
Look, right now, looking pretty.
Molly McCullum.
And I'm Lynette Charles, and you know America's weekend depends on the weather. And guys, so I've been thinking, and every time I think about...
You can't make me laugh because I'll cough. I can't do it. So I think about March.
You know what? Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
I'm taking off the rails. Make you laugh. You might snort because we got you snorting last weekend.
Oh, did you snort?
We had a
You missed
snorter
it.
one. You missed it. She snorted. And you're a notorious snorter. Too. Just throwing it out there. But anyway, continue.
Lynette, what were you
Back on the
thinking?
rails.
So March, it's my birthday. It's a wild month, but also spring. When I think of spring, I think of it being wild. Of course, because you have the wild ups and downs. You have the severe
So,
weather.
I'm making some connections. March, wild, Lynette.
When your feet hit the ground, wild stuff happens. Let's take a look at our snapshot right now as we get back on the road.
Yeah, Mike, and so many times this season we've seen the severe weather hit so far off to the north. So thank you for this report. We appreciate it. Let's talk a little bit about the style, especially those ski resorts out there. But all in all, yeah, Kadir has been doing its thing as we have added up the totals. And boy, we've seen about 3.5 feet of snow all the way up to a little bit over 5 feet of snow. Aspen Springs, you are the winner there, coming out with 61.5 inches of the snowfall coming in. And again, there is more to come. Now, remember, this is from March 13th through the 15th. And as we go in through your tomorrow, we could see a little bit more before it is over. So you look at the Four Corners. We're going to point out Colorado and also around New Mexico. Those are the areas that we could see the higher amounts, 5 to 8, possibly 8 to 12 before it's all said and done out here. So here we go. Water vapor. You can see that spin in the atmosphere, right? Mid-levels, upper levels, plenty of moisture still coming in. Four Corners over towards the panhandle of Texas, picking up on this as well. And this is exactly what you're seeing once I show you the radar. This is where the moisture is coming in around Grand Junction. You're seeing it. Look at the temperatures, though. Temperatures really tell you the story of what type of precip you're going to be getting. Vegas, you've been dealing with the rain. Still raining there. Temperatures still in the 40s. Those winter alerts still kind of holding on in some spots in these areas as we continue through the rest of your tonight into your tomorrow. And that's courtesy of that pileup of the snow as we look around Colorado Springs. We'll see this as we go through this morning. As we go in through the afternoon, evening time frame, we start to see more snow coming in. We have this around Durango, around Telluride as well, down off towards the south. Albuquerque, yeah, you could be dealing possibly with some wet snowflakes, but more rain in the forecast for you. And this lingers right into your tomorrow morning as well. So if you are going to be going to church services in this area, just know you will be stepping out to some snow, possibly some rain there. And then finally, we'll start to dry things out a little bit more as we head into the evening. 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, drier conditions will prevail. Telluride, here's that forecast as we continue through your Saturday. We do have the snow out there. We have it Saturday night, and we will linger that into your Sunday as well. Temperatures in the mid-30s. Paul, over to you.
Oh, from a western resort to an
This hour of Weekend Recharge is just getting started. Spring.
last weekend of winter. I'm Paul Goodlow.
I'm Lynette Charles.
And I'm Molly McCullum. Severe weather drenching the South, and that's why America's weekend depends on the weather. It's St. Patrick's Day weekend. A lot of people trying to get out and celebrate. It's also spring break.
It's also rodeo weekend in
yes.
Houston, Texas, but this is a scene you didn't really expect to see at the...
know that it's been raining
Exactly.
in the south. I mean, take Atlanta, for example.
Wow.
We know, because the Weather Channel is based in Atlanta, that it has been really rainy since the beginning of the year, and really so far this month.
Look at that.
My goodness.
Almost 7 inches. Then the average for March is 4.68. And look at the forecast. We have more rain in the forecast as we go into your Sunday.
Exactly what people want to hear, right?
Yeah.
Just in time for the second half of the weekend. And that will lead to a big cool down, too, though that cool down is going to be temporary. And a lot of people across the South are going to be experiencing that cool down. But really, the big theme so far, the end of this winter, has been rain.
Yeah, El Nino doing its thing, right, for the South, for sure. We can see these numbers are quite high. Jackson, 6 inches. We've been seeing since March 1st. Montgomery, over 6 inches. That is the theme here. But we have rain still to come right through your Monday.
We're only halfway through March. And we've seen those kind of numbers so far. So where we're likely to see the most rain, Houston over to New Orleans, a lot of our Gulf Coast states, the southern edge of them. That's where we're expecting not only severe weather, like Paul was just talking about, but also flooding. No question, we're saturated.
Exactly. So as we go right through tomorrow morning, we can see that really where we're seeing the possibility for some strong, severe thunderstorms for today. And this will slide on off towards the east. Still the same thing where we're seeing the potential for some strong, severe thunderstorms tomorrow as well.
So weekend travel, just be really careful out on the roads. Here is the timing for us as we go into this evening, to the overnight hours. We're going to start off with rain Sunday morning, New Orleans, over to Atlanta, and moving into Charleston by the end of Sunday.